Hello, and welcome back to DIY No Need to Cry with Ivelisse. All the materials that I used for this DIY are listed in the description box below. DIY Galaxy Glam Bottle, subscriber request. I first gave the bottle a coat of white acrylic paint, and once that dried, I gave it a coat of black acrylic paint and set that aside to dry. You could give it 2 coats of black instead of doing the white first. This is just how I did it. Loading my Pouncer brush with my darkest purple, as you see here, I then dabbed the excess paint on a paper towel so that it wouldn't be so heavy. You want to do this with all the colors. I painted random splotches of purple around the bottle. I'll show you along the video how I tried to make it so that you have a method for the color placing, but really there is no reason or rhyme to it. Let that dry. Here I had added the lighter purple on top of the dark purple. Now I'll do this section. Load the Pouncer brush with light purple and dab the excess off. I used the same Pouncer brush I used for the dark purple. It helps blend the colors better. I lightly painted randomly on top of the dark purple. Next, trying to stick to some sort of pattern, I started adding the darker pink. You want to blend the pink and purple where they meet. I achieved this by switching back and forth with the purple brush and pink one. Using the same pink brush, I started adding the lighter pink, again dabbing the excess paint on a paper towel. I did this with all the colors, using one brush for each color scheme. So for both pinks, I used the same brush, same thing with both purples, and I used another brush for all 4 blues I used. I started adding the darkest blue, working my way up to the lightest one. I'm layering the blues on top of each other, from darkest to lightest. You don't want to cover the entire color you just put with the new one, you just want to highlight spots. That's why it's important to dab all the excess paint off the brush with the paper towel. And, as you'll see, I add blues and pinks randomly after I've laid the general pattern. Just remember to do it the same way. Darkest color first and highlight it with the lighter color of its color. When placing the lightest color in small spots, I used the edge of the Pouncer brush and used a tiny bit of paint. Again, dabbing the excess paint off on the paper towel first. I can't stress this enough. As you see right there, I added way too much paint, but I left it anyways. The harder you pounce on the bottle, the more paint it will distribute. So have a light hand when highlighting. Now do this in no particular order of colors to all the purple splotches you had placed all over the bottle earlier. I placed blue on top and pink on the bottom with random blue and pink bits for this one, but mixed it up for the other ones. You don't want it to look all the same. Here, I'm taking the darkest blue and placing it on the black, in areas that almost connect to connect them. You don't have to highlight these spots, only where the colors connect. Now I'm randomly adding the darkest blue and purple in the black areas, smudging and spreading it with my fingers. I did not highlight these areas, I just wanted a hint of blue and purple on them. If you find the black spot that is too big, add another splotch of purple and add all the other colors as you did to the other ones. You don't want a huge black spot, that's what I'm doing here. Once all that is dry, I added pink and purple glitter glue to the pink and purple paint. I also added lots of purple and pink glitter and a tiny bit of silver glitter glue randomly to all the black spots and set that aside to dry. Using a thin paintbrush and white paint, I painted on dots and stars all over the bottle. I stayed mainly where I had placed color and a few black spots, but not many. I also placed random bigger dots all over the bottle and let that dry. Now, using a flat brush and the dark purple, I painted circles on the black parts of the bottle. I added 3 to mine, all the same size, and then set that aside to dry. I dabbed on blues, pinks, and the tiniest amount of white to the inside and then outlined it with pink. Do the same to the rest of the circles and let them dry. Taking a fan brush and white acrylic paint, I splattered white dots around the planet, covering the planet so you don't get it all spotty. It's okay if a few get on it, you just don't want it completely covered, unless that's the look you're going for. Taking diamond glitter glue, I outlined the planets. I also spread some of that glitter glue all around the area with the planets. I then added little squiggles inside the planets. Let that dry. Taking that same diamond glitter glue, I traced over all the stars and every single white dot I painted. When that was dry, using Mod Podge and a brush, I glued on clear rhinestones in the center of each star. While that dried, I painted the cap black and set that aside to dry. Using the darkest pink, blue, and purple, I painted over the black. Let that dry. Now the same way you added highlights to the bottle, add them to the cap and let that dry. Add all 3 glitter glue colors you used for the bottle to the cap and let that dry. This was a fun bottle to make. I want to thank Anyi Mutis. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably not. I'm sorry if I'm not. Thank you for your suggestion. I hope you like it. And if anyone has anything they would like to see me try, leave your suggestions in the comment section below and I'll see what I can do. I hope you like this bottle and give it a try. If you do, please tag me on any of my social media accounts so I can see them. I love seeing what you guys make. Thanks for watching, and if this is your first time watching, I hope you consider subscribing to get updates on future videos. And remember, do it yourself. There's no need to cry.